The Dancing Plague of 1518. The event. The epidemic began in July 1518, when a woman known as Frau Trophäa stepped into a street in Strasbourg and began to dance fervently. There was no music, no celebration, and no apparent reason for her movements. She danced uncontrollably, seemingly unable to stop, until she collapsed from sheer exhaustion. Contagion. After a brief rest, she resumed her frantic dancing. Within a week, over 30 other people had joined her. The peak. By August, the phenomenon had swelled, consuming between 50 and 400 people. The marketplace became a surreal stage where hundreds danced uncontrollably and unwillingly. Consequences. The dancers were not enjoying themselves. Their movements were described as spasmodic and convulsive. They were drenched in sweat, their clothes were ragged, and blood reportedly seeped from their swollen, cracked feet. Many suffered from exhaustion, dehydration, strokes, or heart attacks, and some ultimately danced themselves to death. The authorities' response. Believing it was an illness caused by hot blood that needed to be expelled, the city's leaders made a disastrous decision. They cleared public halls, hired musicians, and instructed people to continue dancing. They hoped to literally dance the sickness out. This only exacerbated the panic and spread of the mania. Resolution. The mania eventually began to abate in September 1518, possibly after the remaining afflicted were transported to a shrine dedicated to Saint Vitus, a saint believed to cure dancing mania. Possible causes and theories. The cause of the dancing plague remains a source of historical debate, but two main theories dominate. Mass psychogenic illness, mass hysteria. This is the most widely accepted theory. Historians point to the extreme stress that plagued the region in the early 16th century. Context. Strasbourg had been ravaged by years of poverty, famine, and disease, such as smallpox and syphilis. The population was physically weak, emotionally strained, and highly superstitious. Manifestation. The theory suggests the dancing was a form of collective, stress-induced hysteria, a kind of psychological contagion where fear and anxiety manifested in a physical, ritualized way, like a trance state. Ergot poisoning, ergotism. A less accepted but plausible theory suggests the dancers were poisoned by ergot fungi, which grows on rye grain used for bread. Symptoms. Ergotism can cause convulsions, spasms, and hallucinations, symptoms that align somewhat with the descriptions of the frantic, seemingly involuntary movements of the dancers. However, ergot poisoning also causes gangrene, which was not widely reported, making this explanation less convincing for the scale and specific nature of the 1518 event. The dancing plague remains one of history's most compelling examples of how profound collective stress can manifest in bizarre and devastating physical ways. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and turn on notification.